be a man. The phrase still holds weight, even as the world tries to change the definition, tries to weaken it, tries to take away its God-given identity. It holds weight because we know, deep down this world knows that men are needed, made in the very image of the Almighty and given the duty and responsibility to rule in His name, to be image bearers. They are made to be like their true Father, to be co-heirs, to be kings, to be lions. We see all around us the effects on a world where men do not live up to this duty, a world that's always busy and moving but without substance, a world with broken families, a world where children have absent fathers, whether physically or just checked out, and a world where wives are lonely and carrying weight far heavier than they were meant to carry, a world with dying churches, and a world where evil far too often holds sway in the silence of good men. It doesn't have to be this way. We are our Father's sons. Our Father is just. Our Father is a mighty warrior. He is a king. He is a lion. And His Son should have His heart, a Lionheart. To be a Lionheart in a world and culture like ours takes more than just willingness. It takes undaunted determination. It takes unyielding strength. It takes ruthless transparency. And it takes fierce courage. No man can do such a thing on his own. He will need his Father's guidance, to be sure, but he will also need a band of brothers, a group of men on the same journey, willing to celebrate the victories, call out the weakness and sin, and pull out the shame, a fellowship, a pride, a band of brothers. Together these men can take the field of battle, and through prayer, deep accountability, and brotherly love, they all race towards the prize, while never leaving behind any man who wants to finish this race. A band of brothers. This is Lionheart.
Lionheart has, it's pushed me in ways that I've never been pushed before. Ways that I needed to be pushed, but I didn't feel quite ready. But then, you know, when you're with a bunch of guys who want to be pushed just as hard as you do in their own lives, it makes it a lot easier. So Lionheart for me is just, it's been this band of brothers that's willing to fight alongside each other, for each other, and just be better men, be better leaders, and be better just followers of Christ in general.
I would say it has helped me trust more, say not only my wife, but my brothers that have walked with me. I would say it's helped me be able to process and actually express more emotion.
At the first Lionheart, when it started, it was hard for me, what I wrote down on my paper, because we wrote down something of how we viewed ourselves, right? It's kind of a definition. And I said I was emotionless. I had no emotion. And that's about it. Like, I forget exactly what I wrote down, but I know for a fact I said I was emotionless. And I feel Lionheart, basically in a sense, like it's allowed me to express those emotions. Like I actually feel like I'm filled with more emotions. I don't like them. It's different. It's really hard to process. But Lionheart has taught me how to face the things I didn't want to face, because I felt lack of emotion would mean I could face anything. And now with Lionheart, I have to process and face the things I wanted to stay away from. So by facing the things I've been afraid of, that means I have to step up and be a man. It's been a journey, and of course, by no means am I doing it perfectly, but yeah, Lionheart has allowed me to face basically my emotional fears that I've basically threw into the gray, so that I could just not have to process them. And yeah,
Lionheart has allowed me to better my marriage, if that makes sense. Like to be a king in my actual marriage. It's pushed me to go into areas of my life that I have to accept that, hey, I'm not the strongest at, and be willing to let people speak into that and say, hey, you need to be better this way with your wife, or you need to grow this way in leading your wife, like financially, stability, leadership there, learning how to do the budget, taking some of that weight off her, and be able to do the weight yourself.
Lionheart for me has been a legacy changer, honestly. I think it's going to impact my family for the long term. It's going to be a better example for my son, be a better man for my wife, be a better servant in the church. I also believe that Lionheart's going to be a legacy changer for our church, for the Remnant as a whole, as men begin to change and really be truly what they're called to be in the name of Jesus Christ. Then and only then can our church culture truly change. And I believe truly, ultimately, it's a legacy changer.
He's been helping a lot more with things, and I feel like we've grown to be able to understand each other's love languages better, and he's been a lot stronger in his faith also, a lot more diligent in things. And I think overall he's just grown a lot since he's been doing this.
So I've probably seen a few things in him. One, I would say, like, it definitely encourages men to be in community more and to seek out accountability and growth on their own. I know, like, on more than one occasion, things that he's been struggling with, he's went to Lionheart about, which is something he would not have done before Lionheart, and gotten help and grown. And I think also, like, Lionheart really has helped him take ownership and responsibility in a lot of different areas of his life. Like, he's not afraid to own up and say, yeah, like, this is what's going on, here's how I'm gonna change it. And I just think it's really awesome to see that kind of responsibility and, like, taking charge of his own life. I think it's been really cool.
I've noticed that he is more leading in our relationship, our marriage, so I'd say. He is more willing to tell me no, and that he is happier.
I would say, first of all, when it comes to the men in general in the church, I've noticed a lot of difference during worship. I think I have a unique position where I get to kind of look out, which actually does affect me a lot too as I'm trying to worship. I've noticed a change in the women's ministry since Lionheart started. I think that maybe the men don't even realize that since they're made to be leaders and they do what they're doing right now and are pressing in and trying to change and are being committed and unwilling to miss these meetings that are sometimes not at convenient times and things like that, I think that that's motivating the women and they're following, whether they even necessarily realize it or not.
Absolutely.
It's amazing to see some of these, like, some of the guys, like, be able to, like, open up that I've never seen open up into wounds, like, that you know are there, and, like, you see it's on the surface, but they don't talk about or share. So I've seen guys in Lionheart make miracle changes in their life. Like, you wouldn't, if you looked maybe 10, 11 months ago, you wouldn't see that guy that's there now in some of these guys. So it's been pretty awesome.
Yes, I've noticed that you guys are more like a brotherhood. You tend to, like, hang out and talk more and, like, help each other.
Oh, absolutely. I've absolutely seen men grow. I've seen guys step out in ways that I would never expect. You know, I've seen guys grow and squash pride. I've seen guys grow and squash lust and, man, all sorts of other things. I've seen guys step up into leadership roles through this. That, again, they just needed that push. And I've seen, man, just guys that were close to me especially grow in ways that, I don't know, that weren't even, I wouldn't even have imagined before Lionheart started.